thought about using fetal biomaterials to regenerate the intervertebral disc and treat low back pain? Fetalix did. At the Global Health Accelerator, we help startups turn their ideas into real impact. Find out more about this biotech company.
Fetalix is a biotech company that has developed the first fetal-inspired biomaterial to regenerate the intervertebral disc and treat low back pain in a minimally invasive way. We go to local slaughterhouses, we get the fetal tails, which are subproducts of the livestock waste from the industry, and we decellularize them so that we are able to remove all the cells and only leave the scaffold. So we are sure that there will be no immunological response or rejection response, and our solution is safe. We get this scaffold, this fetal-inspired scaffold, that we then turn into a powder after removing all the cells that is injectable in a minimally invasive way in the intervertebral disc. So there are differences that we have observed between fetal, young and old samples in the intervertebral disc. If you look here, you can see directly the intervertebral disc of fetus is very small and thin and very hydrated. What we do is, after we collect from the slaughterhouse, we remove the central, very hydrated region from the intervertebral disc, and after the decellularization process, we turn into this powder. After resuspension, we can then inject in this kind of structure, the intervertebral disc, which is very flexible and gives the movement to our spine. And because we want a minimally invasive strategy, we can inject in a minimally invasive way inside the disc, so that we don't need very invasive strategies. And here you can see like a human piece of tissue of the intervertebral disc, a human hernia from a patient that was compressing the adjacent nerve roots. What we want to do is to inject through the intervertebral disc, so we regenerate the tissue. So far, we have validated our solution in vitro and in vivo. We have preliminary results in rats showing that the administration of our solution promotes a decrease in hernia incidence and also in terms of decrease in pain. And the next steps are, on one hand, validating in the large animal model, being that the sheep, which is a very commonly accepted model to test intervertebral disc regenerative products, also to clearly define the regulatory path and work on the scale-up of the process. We hope that in 2 years we'll be able to enter and have the product through medical device distributors entering the vet market. And then in a second phase, after all the long path to the human market, we hope to be entering the European human market of degenerative disc disease in 5 years' time. Compared to our competitors, and mostly to very invasive surgeries, which failed in up to 50% of the cases, with Fetalix, due to its regenerative effect, we'll be able to promote a very long-term effect. That will enable the elimination of reoperations and invasive surgeries, also decrease the intervention time and the hospitalization days, reflecting into huge savings to healthcare systems. One of the things I liked the most of the Global Health Accelerator program was, on one hand, the boot camps and the training sessions, and on the other hand, the mentoring residents. I really think the help of the mentor guided us in very difficult decisions. It illuminated somehow our path and helped us to really focus all our energy in what were the difficult challenges and how to manage them.